Hello, carnivore hunters. If you guys have been watching my videos recently, you know I just got a new travel trailer for our hunt camp. Unfortunately, that trailer, about 8,700 pounds GVWR, and when I tow it, I was noticing quite a bit of squat on the back end of my truck here. It's still handled really well, but it could do better, especially towing it in the wintertime during hunting season. You really want to make sure you have, really good steering and all that stuff going. So this is what I'm going to do to combat that. This is the RAS. It's the RoadActive Suspension. What we do here is it actually attaches right on top of your leaf spring. So this is the first one. This is going to go, the one I just showed you is going to be on the other side. Now, when you first get this out of the box, this is going to look too short. You actually have to turn the spring to release more of this bolt out to make sure that goes across everything, but it comes right up, and I don't know if you can see that there, goes right over the top of your leaf spring. Now, on every other truck, you can just slide this hook right over the top of that. Unfortunately, with the Toyota Tundra, there is a bracket that normally is in the way of that, so did have to take it off. It's just 2 bolts, very easy to take off. It didn't take any effort at all. Plus, there's an arrow on there, so you know which side's going to be up when you put it back on. So then what we do is you have this little bolt. This is going to go through back through the bottom hole down here, and then all we have to do is twist this back the other way to cinch it back up. And depending on how much you want this to work for you, you have these 2 spacers. The white one's a little thinner, the black one's a little thicker. Probably going to use the black one, but you just keep twisting this until the spring separates enough that you can barely fit that wafer in there. And then you basically you put the wheel on and you're done. So I'm going to get this finished here really quick, and I'll be right back to tell you guys the results. Hey, carnivore hunters, we're all done here. So got everything put on with the RoadActive suspension. First thing I'll tell you is there is a noticeable, and I didn't get a measurement to show you guys before we did the video, but my wheel well is a good 1.5 inches higher than what it was before we put this on. I did end up using the black spacer that I showed you. That's the slightly larger one, because I am going to be towing, again, a good almost 9,000 pounds with this thing, so I wanted it to be as robust as possible. One thing I will tell you, I from watching the videos from the RoadActive suspension people, they said there's about half the people say that the RoadActive suspension improves the ride of their truck even when they're not towing. The other half say they don't notice really any difference when they're not towing, but they definitely notice a difference towing. I fully expected to be in that second camp. I didn't really expect to feel any different just driving this around without towing anything. But I am pleasantly surprised. It's actually a much smoother ride than what it was before. I just kind of took it around the block. We have some pretty vicious dips in our neighborhood that I purposely went over at a little bit higher speed, and it was just smooth coasting right over those. So I'm highly impressed with that. If this is something you're considering getting, and if you have a shorter person in the household, I definitely recommend getting the side steps put on if you don't have them already. My wife definitely noticed that it was higher getting in when we went around the block. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them for you. Have a great one.